Hello, everybody. This is Brian. This is another episode of Inside the Village's Bubble. Living inside the Village's bubble. Not always pleasant overall. It's great. But I kind of debated back and forth about doing this video for the last 5 days. And what I'm really thinking is, above all things, I want to be honest in these videos and let you know what it's really like here in the villages. And that's why I'm going to tell you a little bit about the unpleasant experience that we had last week. So this past week we had friends visiting us from up north Pennsylvania, and of course, when people are down here, we want to show them around. We want to show them the great things that the villages has to offer. We're all about bringing people down here to share the experience with us, and we were having a great time all week. We did a couple little road trips. We went to Clearwater. But most of all, we stayed around the villages and showed them the amenities and stuff, played a little shuffleboard, we swam and so forth. But there was a band that we really enjoyed that was down at the square, and we took them to go see the band, and everything was going good until we were right up front, right by the stage. There was a woman and her friend that were pretty intoxicated that butted in front of us and just started dancing, and the girl was flinging her hair into my friend's drink. She started saying that he was pushing her. Things escalated. She was yelling. My wife got involved. My friend's wife got involved. I got involved. It got ugly. There was a little bit of shoving on both parties. Her friend pulled her away and they left. About 5 minutes later, the woman comes back with her husband or boyfriend and saying, "That's the guy that disrespected me, blah, blah, blah." He was up in arms and it was about to get really ugly. There was about to be punches thrown. Security was nowhere to be seen. People kind of scattered on the dance floor area in front of the stage, and finally, it was an ugly altercation. Guy finally left. Security did show up after the fact, and that was that. But it kind of put a damper on the whole experience of, we're showing people, hey, this is a great place to live, and look what happens. The next day, we were at the Winn-Dixie grocery store, 1 in the afternoon, and a fight breaks out in the parking lot. We later find out that the one gentleman was jailed for a hate crime for the whole what went down there. So again, another not a good thing to show for the villages, but it's real around here, and yes, overall it's great down here. Very, very little crime. The majority of the crime is really drug charges and DUIs. There's not a lot of violent crime reported here. We don't hear much of it. When it does happen, it kind of makes big news around here. There's an altercation on the golf course a couple months ago that it made its rounds. So stuff does happen. We're going on 140,000 residents here. That is basically the same size as Syracuse, New York, Savannah, Georgia. So to think that there aren't any bad apples here is really naive. But you just don't expect those things to happen. And when it does, and when you're trying to show off the highlights of living here to, you know, friends, relatives, it kind of puts a black eye on the area. Um, but they still enjoyed their time here. Overall, I don't think this is a crime-ridden area, but just be aware it does happen. Alcohol flows very freely here, and with that, a lot of people, I'm just going to say it, a lot of people can't handle their alcohol, and they act out, and that's what happened. And I'm sure there will be other instances. We've only been here a little over 5 months, but that was what it was. So till next time, everybody, don't want to be a downer, and I don't want to be like, oh, this is the Villages, it's horrible, these people can't behave themselves. Because no, for the most cases, it's great down here. People are wonderful, friendly. I've met so many people since I've been down here that would, do anything to help out. And it's a great place to live. And it's just sad that sometimes, as Forrest Gump says, it happens. So, till next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to keep abreast on everything that's going on down here, please hit subscribe and like. I appreciate it. Till next time, see ya.